Okay, gonna try a bit of a Eurorack patch breakdown and just talk a little bit about how some of the new purchases have been working into the setup. So I have a sequence here, the MPC with a kick drum and 3 different parts playing. So I'll just bring them up and show you them, and then I'll talk a little bit about each one. So we'll start the sequence. Here's the first part. So this is the brains in chord mode being sequenced by make noise O control, and then I'm using the disting as a quantizer. So the one row is picking the note, and then the other row is picking the chord type. If I change this knob, we get different chords. Pretty sure it was here. You can change the waveform. And sort of the voicing of the chord. Going for somewhere in the middle. So this is going through Behringer Swords, which is a Mutable Blades clone dual filter. Just tweak the filters a little. If I bring down the first one, you can hear these little clicks. Turn them up. Bring in the other one. So this rhythm is coming off the Waves module, which is a Tides clone. If you look at these LFOs, they're kind of flashing in time with the rhythm. If I change these knobs, it'll affect the pattern and the shape of the LFOs. This is like the shape. And then you can fold them. So the chords are being clocked off the MPC with the trigger at the top of every bar, and the Waves is getting 4 triggers per bar. So that's what's keeping it at this time. I can change the time base. But we want it here. I have the joystick hooked up to some of the Waves parameters for changing the pattern. So that's pretty much that voice. It's going into a 100M VCA. It's just acting as a normal VCA. Might be adding a little bit of character. So the second voice is a bass line, which is the Rubicon using the Bifold on one of the waveforms, going through a surges filter, and bring it up. So if I bring the sub down, we get this kind of wave folded sound. I'm sequencing this with a MPU 101 MIDI to CV converter because I wanted the modulation and velocity outputs. You can't really hear them doing much here. And then I'm mixing the sub in. But it's the warped version of the sub. I'm using Abacus channel way over here. I had to take out the two 1047 multi-mode filters to make space for these, so I've got them over here now. And then the filter bank that used to be here is up there, plugged in, just in no case, just sitting there. So it's working for now. So the last part is the spice. Which is doing its thing with the two sequencers. But there's some extra ratcheting coming from this Abacus channel here. You can see the cycling light occasionally lights. That's every time the first sequencer goes to step 1, we get a ratchet. So I'm sending the sequencer CV to an inverter, and then from the inverter to the cycling input. Normally it would cycle when it goes high enough, but we want to use the low note here, so we're inverting it. It is taking the same quantizer that's changing the chords, so it's changing its pitch of the two oscillators in time, or like changing the same notes as the chord progression. And then I have the other sequence going to the filter. By the Bela Gliss, which I've had it hooked up like this for a couple weeks now. It works well. I'm just using these two voices. You can play the touchpads. So I have the position of the thing, and the other one is pressure. And then it loops. So whatever I just did there will come back. I'm gonna unmute the send to the phaser and bring up the Syntrax just to kill some time at the end here. Going to do this as a jam, but the chord progression is just a little complicated for soloing over and stuff. I'd have to write stuff, and then it's not really a jam anymore. So that's all for this patch breakdown video. Thanks for watching.